Hello there, I'm Mark.
Hello there, I'm Natalia.
This is our final project.
Our final exam.
Our assigned scenario is attending WVU for retired folks.
Our target behavior is attending WVU.
The audience that we are tailoring our persuasive message is retired folks.
Because the behavior of simply attending WVU isn't specific enough, we will specifically target retired folks who are musically talented but never pursued music because they were working. Now that they are retired, they can follow their dreams and join the music program at WVU.
Our persuasive message will be distributed on TV through a commercial.
Our commercial will be presented during daytime television while all of the talk shows are airing. This is because many old people love talk shows and have free time during the day.
A positive attitude would be, I like to learn and I know I'm capable of doing well in college courses.
A negative attitude could be, I haven't been in school for years, so I won't do well in class.
A positive belief is, I can pursue my musical dreams by being more musically educated.
A negative belief is, I'm too old to get my degree.
The source for our message would be Stevie Wonder. The Stevie.
Yes.
Because his music resonates with the older population and he's been making music for 60 years. He's also very likable, funny, and talented.
Competence would increase persuasiveness because Stevie's able to do so many impressive things while blind. It would increase their latitude of acceptance because it shows them that they're able to achieve their goals. Because if a blind person can do it, they can do it too, because they're more able-bodied. Even though handicapped people could feel dissonance when thinking about going back to school by thinking they aren't able to do it, Stevie shows them that it's possible regardless of their disability. This would help them overcome their dissonance. The control beliefs of the retired folk could be that they're too old to integrate themselves in the student body and are too old to fully process what they're learning. Their normative beliefs would most likely come from their younger family members. Those beliefs would vary depending on whether or not they're supportive of them going back to school. However, all of these beliefs could be influenced positively through Stevie's strong enthusiasm about music and education, even at his older age of 71. This would decrease their dissonance on the matter. All of these factors collectively could decrease their peripheral root processing because they would be focusing on the actual content of the message, thus increasing their central root processing.
He has a good sense of humor and makes jokes about being blind. He keeps things lighthearted and positive, which can have a positive impact on how the message is perceived by the target audience. This can increase the latitude of acceptance because of his relaxed and carefree demeanor when presenting the message, instead of thinking about going back to college in a way that's stressful. They're approaching it more positively. However, they could still feel underlying stress even though they're trying to stay positive, which could create a dissonance. A way to minimize that dissonance is to inform the audience that all of the retired folk would live in the same apartment complex so they would be able to socialize with each other. They will also have buses take them to and from class. Financially, they can also receive scholarships for their outstanding musical skills. All of this can help minimize the negative, control, and normative beliefs that they may be feeling. The negative control beliefs could be that they are too old to drive, which will easily be solved with the transportation they're given. The negative normative beliefs could be that they should save their money for their future or for future generations inheriting that money. But the scholarships they receive could help them overcome that dissonance. This would all decrease peripheral route processing since they would be really analyzing the heart of the matter and how it would apply to them. They would be more likely to use central route processing to understand the situation rather than peripheral.
Stevie Wonder has expert power, which makes him more credible and thus makes him more persuasive. He released his first album at just 12 years old and was essentially born with an extraordinary amount of talent, so he doesn't view his disability as a limit. Even at 71 years old, he still plays at sold-out arenas all over the world. Also, a lot of his music was popular when the retired folk were young, and hearing his music could take them back to the age they were at when they first heard it. This could help motivate them. All of this can increase latitude of acceptance because these are all motivating factors that will help persuade them. Placing them in a mindset where they're enthusiastic about music and their musical goals can help persuade them to pursue those aspirations by going back to school and further developing their skills. Some dissonance that they could feel is that they aren't as talented as Stevie Wonder and they're so old, so why even bother trying to pursue music? However, they can overcome this dissonance by understanding that they're also talented musicians, and there will always be people more talented than you. So in order to succeed in music, they just need to be confident in their abilities and not be so hard on themselves. They will attract the right opportunities by putting in the work, which includes going to WU for music, and inspiring others by their musical talent. All of these factors will affect their control beliefs positively because they may think they're too old or not as talented. So if they're encouraged to believe in themselves and not sell themselves short, that can help persuade them to attend WU. This will also affect their normative beliefs positively because regardless of if their family members support their dream of music and their goal of attending WU, they will be headstrong enough to see it through for themselves because they believe in their talents and what they have to offer. Again, this will all decrease peripheral root processing since they're really assessing their talents and how likely they are to succeed, so they would most likely be using central root processing.
Logical evidence would really increase Stevie's persuasiveness because he can use statistics to show the graduation rate of seniors in college and how they are actually more likely to graduate than the younger students. Because younger students are exposed to many different things for the first time in college, it can easily consume them, so they're more likely to not focus on school. Many students also have no idea what they want to do with their careers while in college. I don't either. With seniors, they've already been exposed to many different types of people and experiences, and they'll live long enough to know what they really want to do with their lives. So they're more likely to succeed in their academics and graduate in a timely manner. All this can increase latitude of acceptance because they may be doubting themselves in how successful they can be in college at their age. But this shows them they're actually a lot more ahead than the other students. This information can also help them decrease any dissonance they feel about being successful in college while being old because from a logical standpoint, they're actually more likely to be successful because they're older and they have more experience. This positively impacts their control beliefs because they might be doubting how their age affects their academic and musical performance. But this information persuades them into being more confident in their abilities and knowledge. This also positively impacts their normative beliefs because if they have family members who think it's a waste of their time or money to go back to college, they can show them that they are more likely to graduate and succeed in academics compared to younger students. Again, this would decrease peripheral route processing and increase central route processing because they are really assessing how their time and money is being used in a valuable way.
The potential ranges of acceptance would range from always wanting to go to college and being a dream of theirs, also a dream to pursue music and try to have a musical career. They are musically gifted, so they think that they truly have a shot.
The potential ranges of rejection would range from them thinking they are too old to go back to college and their time has passed them. They might think they don't have the mental capacity for college and also might be too far away from home and their spouse. Their health conditions could hinder them from playing up to their full potential.
Ego involvement will impact the effectiveness of the message both positively and negatively. The positives, they will finally be able to live out their dreams as being a college student and being on a big college campus. Also, they will be able to play music again and pursue their passion in music they had when they were younger, and even possibly start a music career after graduating. The negatives, they might feel inferior to the younger generation and feel that they aren't as good just because they're too old, even though they could be way better than the younger students. There's also a chance they aren't admitted into the school, which could make them feel too old to pursue their dreams.
They might find this generation of kids very annoying and not wanting to have to deal with them on a daily basis at WVU. Who would? They won't think they have the tolerance to deal with them. A strategy that I think that would be helpful for them would be using ELM, which would help them overcome the dissonance because they could relate to the kids and say when they were just And then they would think, hey, when I was their age too, I would probably find myself annoying also. They'll understand the kids, the students at the time, because they were their age also. So
they can relate to each other.
They can relate to each other.
Yes. A salient other we chose was a significant other because they could complain and tell them that they would spend too much time in school and not enough time with them. This would make them not want to attend WU because they would probably feel a little bit guilty. Also, WU could be too far from where their home is, and that could cause problems with moving or starting a long-distance relationship. They would be very motivated to listen to their significant other as they are elderly, so they would be married for over 50 years, and they don't want to break the bond that they've worked so hard to build and cultivate over the years.
Beautiful. The actual control they have would be they have all the control, especially with the money, because they are retired, and that won't affect them. The perceived control is they might think, since they're a lot older, they might not have the mental capacity to play anymore and are too old. Also might have health conditions that could keep them from playing or playing how they used to.
Our audience is likely to employ central root processing because our audience is very specific to elderly people who want to pursue a music career. And they would also be using central root processing because they would be assessing their talent, their skills, their money, their time, their spouse, a lot of different factors that they find important, and they need to use all those factors to make a very informed decision on if they're going to college or not.
An aspect of this persuasive plan that could be unethical is the age difference between the retired folk and the underage students. A way in which it would be unethical is if the seniors enrolled in the school are buying underage students alcohol, nicotine, or any illegal substances that they can't be using. The seniors could maybe feel isolated because of their age and be excited to make younger friends. But it would cross a line with the parents of the younger students by purchasing alcohol and other substances for them. This could be putting them in potentially dangerous situations since alcohol use can be fatal if one isn't cautious. Because they're freshmen, as young as 17 years of age and sometimes younger, they aren't fully developed physically or mentally and also don't know their limits with alcohol.
However, a way in which we can overcome this issue is to have every retired student take a lie detector test at the end of every semester. If they have problematic answers, they could be put under further investigation and potentially be removed from the school if they are seen as a threat to the younger students. The retired students will be informed of the lie detector test at the beginning of the semester to prevent them from doing anything harmful to younger students. Thank you for watching.
Thank you. Have a great summer.
Have a great summer.